Hello, it's Luke Voulgarakis here from LV Life and welcome to your quick tarot for week commencing the 12th of August. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you might notice a slight difference in the hair length. So I donated my hair to the Little Princess Trust this week, 15 inches donated and dyed, so that children that have cancer or alopecia can have their wigs made for them and then hopefully feel a little bit better about life. So that's what I tend to do. I grow my hair and then I cut it and I donate it and I start again. So who knows what I look like again in 2 years' time. Here we go. So general energies reading, and then we'll go into the tarot by signs. So we start here, Queen of Cups. Then we've got the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Four of Pentacles that came out in reverse. So let's look at all these three together. And then, as I said, I'll start bringing in each individual sign. So you can fast forward to your sun, moon, and rising signs because I'll put the timestamps in the description. So Queen of Cups. Now, I feel like you're in a good place at the moment. This Queen of Cups energy suggests that, and also, again, Cups, so the Knight of Cups there, suggests that perhaps from a people perspective in your world, like the people around you are good. Perhaps you're finally feeling a bit more solid and a bit more comfortable. A bit like the people that are with you right now, you've kind of earned their trust and they've earned your trust, and you know, things are just feeling, let's say, right. Things are feeling right with people around you. Which then gives you a bit of opportunity for exploration and freedom. And that's the nice part here, is that you can see the Queen here is dipping her toes in the water. So that's like a change of terrain from land to water. So this means perhaps some of the people around you are now supporting you with opportunities or inviting you to new, exciting and interesting things. So yeah, I definitely feel some goodness related to the people around you and the way that you then move forward. And it could just be like you've been invited somewhere nice, or you know, people are recognizing you for your worth, things like that. So yeah, I think it's all good. And then when we look here, we have the Knight. The Knight's coming back from battle, he's victorious. So I don't know, again, if perhaps some of the stuff that's happened prior has maybe made you feel not so wonderful, perhaps a little more challenged, perhaps a little more dark, and this horse is very light. So the Knight has come back from the battle with this kind of lighter energy. The visor is up, there's no need to be guarded anymore, holding this cup up victoriously. So I do really think, particularly paired with this one, that, you know, things are feeling pretty good right now in terms of the people around you and what those people around you are bringing to the table. And then we've got here this Four of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm wondering if a lot of this is connected with your self-worth. Perhaps you're starting to feel better about yourself. Perhaps before you weren't able to, like when you see here, there's like clutching onto this pentacle. Perhaps before you weren't able to let go or to release or to be yourself or be authentic. Perhaps there were some trust issues or some barriers or boundaries. But I feel like now maybe you're able to open up a bit more. Maybe your self-worth is growing in confidence that you're able to be yourself a bit more. Maybe you've kind of found the right crowd that get you, like your weirdos, your fellow weirdos. You know, that's for me is so important to have a group of people that kind of get that I'm not the average person, and they aren't too. So maybe you've just found your fellow weirdos, right? But yeah, I feel like what used to feel fearful for you around yourself and relationships with others is now not starting to feel that way. Maybe people are starting to view you differently and you're starting to view yourself differently, and perhaps it's all just coming into alignment a little bit. Okay, let's see how that links to your sun, moon and rising. So let's have a look. Let's start with Taurus. Okay, in reverse, the Nine of Cups. Quite similar to what we just talked about in a sense of relationships, but again, in reverse position, there's also emotions. with the cups, and perhaps, you know, you kind of got everything in a line, like, and you've sorted everything out, and then you've gone, and no more, I'm not letting anybody else in. And so maybe in this reverse position, it's time to let down those defenses, right? It's time to let, you've done the hard work internally and externally. You've got the right people around you, and maybe you can let down those defenses a little bit. Maybe you can trust that those cups will still stay up on those shelves, even if you were to relax and release and ease into things a little bit more, be a little more authentic. All right, Virgo, let's see what we've got for you. So I'm just sorting my cards out on the table here. Oh. 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay, Virgo, so this is like that, like celebratory card. 4 of Wands is very much about things that you wanted starting to feel joyous and coming into fruition. Almost like 2 and 2 here, so like partnership coming together. Perhaps that's in relation to what we just talked about in the general energies. In the reverse position, do you know that phrase, to the 200% relationship? So people talk about relationships being a 50-50 split, right? But actually, if you only bring in 50% of yourself to a relationship, then where's the other 50%? Like, you're not putting your whole self in. So you want to have a 200% relationship, so you come together entirely as this 100% human and 100% human to make 200%. So I feel like if you're a little bit worried or concerned around relationships not being necessarily even, you're not feeling like the need to celebrate a relationship right now, I think you need to analyze about, are you putting in 100% of you, and are they putting in 100% of them? So yeah, there's 200% relationships for you, Virgo, just something to be mindful of. Okay, Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn, the Tower. Things come crashing down to clear the path for something new, something better. I mean, yeah, so the Tower card always seems terrifying, but it's not. It's actually, it's beautiful, because we think that we know what we want. As humans, we try and build and create from our ego space, and that's not necessarily, you know, what you might think of egotistical, you know, like looking in the mirror and kind of combing your hair or putting your makeup on and kind of loving yourself in that way. But the ego is many different things, and our ego tells us that we should, or that we want, right? And so maybe this tower's come crashing down because the universe has a greater idea than you do. The universe knows what you want better than you know, because your universe knows your future self, and it knows your whole soul, and it knows all of the journeys that you've taken in this life and previous lives, if that's what you believe. So I feel like the universe has got bigger plans for you, Capricorn, bigger than your current imagination, your current ego allows you to dream. So yes, I think that that's interesting for you, Capricorn, this week. So if things feel like they're not going your way, it's all right. It's going to be better than you can imagine. Sagittarius, we've got the 8 of Pentacles here that came out in reverse. You've been working hard and chipping away at something, maybe. However, in this reverse position, I feel like you're feeling a bit stagnant. Maybe you aren't putting enough effort in. Maybe you aren't focusing enough on the small stuff, right? Because you think that every step needs to be a big leap. Really focus on the small energy this week, the small stuff, the every little thing. Celebrate every little success. So, you know, if you get out of bed on time in the morning, celebrate that as a success. If you, I don't know, something very menial happens. I can't even think of an example. Come on, Luke, think of an example. I don't know. You open your fridge and you didn't think you had any chocolate bars left, but there's one there hidden right at the back and you find that. Celebrate that as a success. Like literally any little thing, celebrate your successes this week, because all of those little things will add up. Okay, Leo. Leo. You got the Devil card in reversed. You might be having some regression, perhaps some regression to old mindsets or thoughts, feelings or people, given what we know about the general energies. Are you focusing on the negative aspects of your past? Are you looking back on that? Maybe you're trying to process it, or maybe you're just being tormented by it. But you have the opportunity to escape those feelings surrounding that stuff. So I would really recommend you take an objective view, not an emotional view or a clouded view from a horrid situation. Can you step out of what your mind is telling you, and can you look at the facts or the things that your friends tell you, that they point out to you that's obvious, right? Because if you're having some regression, there's obviously still work that needs to be done, but I don't want the regression to torment you. I want you to work through it and to process it. Therefore, I think that it's an opportunity for you to really be focused more objectively, and if you can't see that objectiveness yourself, speak to the people around you, because they will see it. Okay, Aries. The Three of Swords. Never looks pleasant, this one. Look, don't worry. The Three of Swords, you can see 3 swords here going through the heart. That would mean matters of the heart, things that are kind of cutting you deep, things that you feel that you don't want to face into, that don't feel pleasant or nice, that you wish just hadn't happened or weren't happening right now, okay? The beauty about these things is that when you're feeling more emotionally vulnerable, you get to really work through stuff better for yourself. You get to feel into the stuff and to recognize why it's happening for you, not the why it's happening to you. So you want to step out of that victim mentality, as in the why is it happening to me, and step into that authoritative place of, well, why is this happening for me? What's the lesson? What can I learn? What's going on? How can I look at this in 6 months' time and look back and think, actually, I'm glad that happened. Like, what's it doing for you in the long term, all right? So don't get sucked into the negative this week, Aries. All right, Gemini. The Page of Swords in reverse. This is very optimistic. We've been looking at Gemini's previous readings for the last few weeks, and stuff's been going on for Gemini right now, but this is like almost fresh and new and exciting. It's like you're taking on a new challenge, like you're taking on the new world and a new battle that's going to be exciting. It's going to lead to something. It's going to have prospects, and it's going to give you a new sense of renewed energy. So yeah, I think it feels like some of the stuff for Gemini is coming into fruition in a sense of it's been waiting for you to happen, and now it's going to start happening, and it's going to start feeling a little bit exciting, whereas previously it may have felt more tense. So that's good for you, Gemini. I'm excited about that kind of transition of energy for you. Aquarians, what have we got? Oh my God, I think we had this last week too. Stay out of the drama, Aquarians. All these battles are nonsense that's going on in our heads mostly, but generally in the world, like other people's views and opinions right now just are not important. So don't let these people infiltrate your mind. If people have opinions and perspectives on what you're doing in your life, that's on them, not on you. So your duty is to steer clear of getting involved in drama. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. You don't need to justify yourself to anyone. You just need to be strong and secure in your own actions and not let people chip away at you, like almost henpeck you into weakness. Stick with your strength. Stick with what you know and what feels right for you. And don't worry about the logical. Even if people are pointing out the logical, let's just not worry about that shit. All right? What's logical? Aquarians don't do logic anyway, unless it's about, changing processes and procedures and things, then we do logic and common sense. But when it comes to our own life and decisions, we don't do that. So yeah, I think that don't get involved in other people's views. Not worth it. All right, Libra. We've got this 9 of Pentacles. The bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So it's a case of really knowing what you have got at the moment and how that can work for you. Like, things are starting to blossom and bloom and grow, which is great, but you need to be not necessarily aiming for what's out here, but you want to be looking at what you've got here. What can I do with what I've got? Not, I can't do it because it's too far out of reach. What can I do with what I've got? Because that will make things blossom and bloom and grow. So it's working with the resources and tools that you do have, and not being so ambitious that it prevents you from doing anything at all. Right, I hope that resonated. All right, Cancerians. Oh, hello. Flew out. Nine of Swords. You look like you're in despair. You're not. This is about 9 battles and challenges that have happened for you that are now hung up. They're done. 9 is nearing completion. But here you are, with your head in your hands, weeping from relief. From, thank God this stuff is nearly at the end or is over, right? Thank God I can rest and I can just take a moment and a breather. So for Cancerians, like recently you've had a lot of like go out and create and do new things and explore new stuff. Right, this week, you're like, oh, actually, maybe I've done a bit too much exploration. I need to retreat a bit, right? So this is very much about kind of hanging back and just taking a breather and a rest and process some of the stuff that's been going on. Process through the good and the bad and just see, you know, where that might lead you next time. All right, Scorpio. We've got the 5 of Cups reversed, or when we look at that, particularly with the general energies reading around all the people, like you're having to let some stuff go, but in reverse position, like just really internally, emotionally, anything that's frustrating you or distressing you or causing you bitterness or trauma, like you have to be really working hard on letting things go. But that means allowing things to spill, which what truly that means is that you might not get the answers for the stuff that you want. You might not be able to let go of something. You might be holding on to stuff because you haven't got an answer or a conclusion. And actually, you know, you're going to have to let that go. You're going to have to let your attachment to the result go and just accept it is what it is, and you may never know. And you need to let things go this week. You have to get it out of you because it's tormenting you. All right, Pisces. Oh, look, a naked baby riding around on a horse in the sun. Isn't that lovely? This came out in its reverse position. Sun energy, masculine energy, joyous energy, making things happen energy. In the reverse position, I don't know if you're feeling a bit stagnant. Perhaps you're feeling like you've got all these big dreams and ambitions and they're not coming into fruition just yet, and you're feeling frustrated, you're not sure about what to do anymore. Do you even know what you want anymore? You need to reverse your own card here. You need to really step into that, you know, what's the end game? How do I want to feel? What do I want life to look like? And really dive back deep into that stuff, reminding yourself why you're doing what you're doing and what you're aiming to achieve, and really leaning back into that joy energy, okay? So that's our readings done. I hope that you resonated. You can please follow, like, subscribe, share, all those things, because they're absolutely free and they help me grow and help this channel's grow, and I really do appreciate that. And if you'd like a private reading, visit me at lukevoulgarakis.com. And I've also set up buy me a coffee and PayPal links if you want to make a small donation for my services. And that's about it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.